I feel a little bit, I don't know, like, I don't fully know what I'm doing. However, my mindset is the only way you're going to learn how to do it is to do it.
Yeah. I've been down so in love like. 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 In love like. In love like.
Welcome back to Essence of Me. My name is Dana. This is also known affectionately as the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I'm coming on because today you're going to join me on another phase of my learning journey. And I decided to do this at real time because I realized how much this channel has been a part of my journey. I started quilting after I started vlogging, and even when I've taken breaks and I've come and gone, it's always been documented here. And so this is another phase for me. I have had this Longarm for, I don't have the exact date, but it's been a little while. I've done a couple of quilts on here, and it's the Unique 19X Elite, and I have a cutie frame, and you'll see it from time to time. I have a smaller frame, and I recently signed up for a quilting class, and this is my practice quilt that I shared in the previous video of me basting on a table. And so now you're watching me fiddle. Now this is the part of all of this that makes me super nervous, and I really want to get comfortable with when I come over to my Longarm that I just know what to do, know how to put the clamps on, know how to thread it, and that it can be just like my regular machine, and that it's just second nature. And I'm not there yet, and I am just being patient with myself and learning how to enjoy the journey. And so what better than to put a quilt on the frame to practice with a quilt that's made for me. This is my butterfly quilt. I made it a while ago, knowing that it would eventually be a practice quilt, and now it's going on my frame. And so I'm inviting you on this journey with me. I don't know how often I'll be able to update, but I'll try my absolute best to give you updates as I go along. I'm excited. I'm so excited to be able to do all the things that I see in my head and in my mind and that I envision for my quilts. I don't anticipate being like this eccentric quilter, but I really want it to be just really simple, very much me, and giving quilts that people can cuddle up in and have it be a part of some of their best memories with their family. And so I'm gonna go ahead and fall back and let you check me out as I get it all on the frame. Again, I think this quilt will be on my frame probably for the next few months. The quilting class that I'm doing, she has a lot of videos. It's a lot of them, and I plan to go through each one of them, and I'm not in a hurry. If I need to take it off to put something else on, I'm okay with that. But I want to get through some of the earlier ones so I can even get even better and more comfortable even at doing that. And so yeah, I'll keep you all posted as I move along. And right now you're going to see me finishing up getting this baby on the frame and getting it prepped for my class. And I will come back and see you towards the end.
this upside down, but got it over the safety pin. So I just got to be careful so I don't tear anything. And the front is just draped and it doesn't touch the floor. I am coming in to close out this vlog, y'all. I feel a little bit, I don't know, like, I don't fully know what I'm doing. However, my mindset is the only way you're going to learn how to do it is to do it. So you watching me take off my quilt and put my quilt back on. You've also seen me baste my quilt, and I can tell you a couple things that I want to get better at other than the stitching. Number one, I do know for sure I want to learn how to sew baste my hand tacking my quilt. The reason why is if you saw towards the end that I like putting these large clamps on. I don't know what they're called. So for lack of having the technical term, I'm just going to call the C clips, the pink ones. I love using those because I can pull up the tail of my quilt and clamp it on so that that excess fabric is not dropped, just like sitting on the floor and also just being weighted. When you have pins, then that means those pins can sort of get in the way. And I feel like if I was hand doing it, that would be a lot smoother and flat. Another thing that I know that I need to do better, and now I get the full gist of it, is making sure that my backing is much larger. In this case, I took the risk and it wasn't big enough. I mean, I could have shifted it a little bit, but it still would have been too short on one end or the other. And I prefer it being too short on the top because those are smaller blocks versus at the bottom because those are where my larger blocks are. And I want the larger blocks to be able to practice. So I took a chance with that, but remembering that I really need to make sure that I have more backing than my my top. And so that's the second thing. I think, and the last thing, honestly, is just doing what I'm doing already right now, which is just doing it. Like I've only put, I feel like I'm tongue-tied. This is only the third top that I've put on there. The first one was a small one, and I did that small one intentionally because it did not require me to move the quilt from left to right. I only had to move the quilt front to back, and I just wanted to get used to that. The second one, which I just took off, was a slightly larger, so I did need to move it a little bit left or right, but it wasn't as big as this one. And this one is just one step closer to my normal size. I haven't done my normal size. And to me, my default size is somewhere between a queen and a king. And most of the time it's a king. So I really want to be able to get comfortable with manipulating the extra areas of my quilt that are not on the frame. And I really think that that's probably one of the biggest cons to having a small frame. But it works for this room and it works for me, therefore I must work it. And so, yes. So you saw that because of having that lack of extra space, I did use my leaders, which I'm so glad that I had. And I just pin, and I do know that I'm going to get more of those curved pins because those straight pins on that leader, listen, I was stuck one too many times. I understand. Okay. You ain't got to tell me but twice to stop messing with you. And I'm not going to keep getting poked. Listen. So I need some more curved pins. But with that said, because I don't have enough curved pins to do a large. That was barely enough to do that. And I think I'm not good with sizes. This one is roughly, I think it's 64 by 76, which I think is something like maybe a twin. I don't have, let me get it. For this quilt, I'm just under a twin. A twin roughly is 72 by 94, roughly. So a little bit larger than a lap. I like this size. I really like this size. I think this is a great gifting size if you don't want to do like a square. But I think it's a great gifting size because it's big enough. It's got enough on it that you could take a nap in a chair. You know, a chair nap. So with that said, that is it for this vlog. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Definitely let me know if you have any questions, if you have any tips. Oh, that was the final thing. The final thing is I used those magnets that I learned about from Tasha. She's a quintessentially me. She told me about them. I saw them when she did unboxed her Longarm, and we had talked about it, and I used them. I don't know if I like using them, but I did like using them to put that quilt on the frame. So even if I just used it for that, I would be fine with that. And the reason why is the ones that come with it have little notches in it, and those notches allow you to sort of twist them to make it a little bit tighter, to get a little bit more tension. Like you don't want it super tight, but it gives you a little bit more tension. And so I'm going to see how it does with those on here. And I was concerned whether my pink C-clamp clips, I know there's a such thing as a C-clamp, but let's call them my C-clips. My pink C-clips, the large ones, would fit over that and fit over the pins. I made it work. It's not tight, but the great thing is that the magnets is holding it where it needs to be. The only thing I needed to do is get that extra fabric out of my way, and it's doing it. So it made it much quicker. It was easier to manipulate. It is a good grip, so it is great. They're not long enough. I probably could have, if they had a smaller one, like had two long ones and if maybe even a small one in the middle, man, that would have been like perfect, but it covers enough. So yeah, that was the final thing. I did use the magnets. I like it so far. And I have a feeling this is going to be on here for probably a good month or so, because I'm taking a class and I'm just going to give myself time to just play with it. So you're going to see that colorful butterfly clip quilt behind me for a while. So your girl is out. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, let me know. If you haven't done so already, thumbs up this video, drop in the comments, and let me know what you're working on. You may be like, Dana, I watched it, but y'all, making sure that you give it a thumbs up and you put comments help other people to find me, and it helps me to know that you want me to keep making videos. And yeah, and it's always good to know you're not by yourself. I know y'all watching me. I see you watching me. So I hope that your project is going well, and I will see you all really, really soon. Take care and goodbye.
Look like